welcome to my kitchen.
Hey.
Today we have Greg with us.
I didn't even know we were starting, but I guess we're starting.
Well, of course.
Well, I got invited to a collaboration by Tony over at Kettle Kitchen, and it's basically Noodle November is what it is. And she just wants us to do something with pasta or noodles that's not traditional. So we're going to make a sloppy Joe pasta casserole. And Mom's getting the onions together.
I'm making him nervous.
Yes, she makes me nervous when she uses a knife. It scares me.
My husband says I scare him all the time with the knife. That's okay. Just do your thing and I'll do mine.
Okay. So what we're going to have, we've got a pound of ground beef already sauteing over in the skillet, and one box, a 16-ounce box of penne pasta. We're going to be putting about a cup of ketchup in, a couple tablespoons of yellow mustard, a can of Rotel, and I'm using mild Rotel, so it's not real spicy. And to give it a little bit of the sloppy Joe barbecue taste, instead of putting barbecue sauce in it, we're going to make our own. We're going to just use brown sugar and a little bit of brown sugar, some molasses, and the ketchup and mustard, kind of put that together to make the barbecue sauce. We're also going to use a clove of garlic that we're going to mince up. Actually, we'll probably use 2 because I love garlic, and you guys know Mom does too. So let me get that out. Mom already has all this done.
I don't like to stand and do one at a time, so I keep a jar in my refrigerator at all times.
And what we're also going to use is some celery powder and some dried parsley. Mom did these, she grew all this and dehydrated them, and so we're just going to use hers since it's already there nice and fresh. Now when you use the dried, you don't use as much. If the recipe calls for fresh basil, say a tablespoon of fresh basil, you really don't want to use a tablespoon of dried basil because this is going to be more intense, so you're going to get a lot stronger flavor. So I usually use half of the amount if it's calling for fresh and when I use the dried. So let me get out of your way here. Actually, I'll put the onions. You want to put the onions in, or I will? We just use half of a white onion. We'll put that in there. We're just going to bring this all together. If you guys don't want a whole bunch of onions in it, you don't have to put that many in. I love onions. So we're just going to put that in there.
Thank you.
And saute this all together. Here, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you a trick. You want it minced up? We're just going to bring it back here, put the knife on it, and smash it.
Well, he made
and
a lot of noise.
And it's partially done. And now you just go like this, and you got it minced up. I wanted to show you that because I'm afraid you're going to cut your little fingers.
He's so smart. It's because I raised him.
Yeah, you're right. Slice it's not going to be as easy. But don't you think that's a little easier?
That is so much easier. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I thought
you're
so
smart.
Okay, and we've also got a green and an orange pepper. You can use red, yellow, whatever kind of pepper. You can just use green peppers if you want.
Do you want this in there right now?
No, we don't want that in there because it will burn.
Right.
So if you want to work on the peppers, I'm going to make sure this is sauteed.
For that, I don't want it to scorch.
Now this is just something you can throw together real quick and easy. Actually, if you can your own ground beef, which I do, you can just pour the beef in there and you're already halfway done. Because boiling the pasta and doing the beef is 2 of the major time taker-uppers.
Time consumers.
I'm trying to get her. I'm not used to her stove. Of course, my stove's a induction burner right now because you guys know I'm in the camper. I realized when I got up here, it's been 6 or 7 months since we moved down to Tennessee, and this is the first time I've slept in a house in 6 to 7 months. It's kind of weird.
Yes, and his poor little doggy just walked around and around in every room, all over the house.
Because he could.
It was just like, I can stretch my legs.
So we're going to bring all this together. I just stepped on your toe, didn't I?
I have 9 more.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start this one. I'm just going to take it off of here for you.
And he's going to show me a faster way probably, but
well,
you know,
everybody has their own way and every way works for everybody, so whatever works best. But see, when I did that, look, got it all out. And then we just take it apart. And you know she's cutting it with the waxy side down, that way the knife doesn't slip and cut you. So thank you, Tony, for inviting us to do this collaboration. There are, I don't know, 20 or 30, between 20 and 30 people in this collaboration. I can't stand here and name them all because I can't remember that much. So they will be listed down below in the description with links to all of their channels. And I think Tony's got a playlist. I'll link to her playlist. And then I'll put this recipe below. Also, there is a link so you can print it off. You'll just go to my website, gregs-kitchen.com. You can go there and hit the print button, and you can print it off if you like. So we put it as many places as we can to make it easy for you to find. Get my little seeds out of here. How many jars of your herbs did you do this fall dry?
Oh, well, I did half pints so I could share with you. So I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 15 maybe, or 20.
Of the half pints?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's...
Oh, pints.
Pints.
Okay. She's got everything.
It was so neat because you sent me that little flower grower, and I thought, what will I ever do with this? My flowers get bigger than that.
I'll show you a picture right here of what we sent her. It's a stackable that she did all of her herbs in. But she did cayenne, onion powder, tomato powder. Now this, I like tomato powder because basically when she's canning her tomatoes, she skins all the tomatoes. What you do, you cut the necks in, boil them for a sec, blanch them, and then take them out, and you peel off the skins.
Yeah.
Instead of throwing away the skins, put them in the dehydrator. And I'm sure some of you have done this, but for those of you who haven't, you dehydrate them and you have tomato powder. And she just has a little oxygen absorber in here to keep them fresh. But you put a couple tablespoons of this in whatever you're making. It's the same as putting tomato paste in there. It's got great flavor too.
I had never done that before, and my friend Charlotte showed me how to do that, and I love it.
But she's also got okra and mint and celery, dill, basil, curry. She did a bunch. So I can't wait to get back up and get our farmstead going so I can put them on there. And don't look at Mom doing it with the waxy side up. Gotcha. Make sure it's not burning over here. I'll help you.
You know, sometimes when you get old, you forget.
I do. What was your favorite thing to dehydrate of all the herbs that you use the most, whatever?
I really think I like doing the tomato because I'd never done anything like that before, and it was just neat doing it. But what was so neat about it, my niece, my sister that passed away, her daughter, I was talking to her on the phone, and she was canning tomatoes. And I said, Debbie, I said, I can tomatoes. And I told her, I said, I did something that you probably have never heard of. Because since her mother passed away, she doesn't have anyone to show her what to do and help her. Because her mother-in-law passed away also. And I started telling her what I did, how I made it, and with my tomatoes, and she goes, oh yeah, Aunt Vera, she says, I love that. She says, I'm doing that also. And I'm like, you are? She says, yeah, she says, because I really need that. She says, you know, times are going to get bad, and people just don't understand that you've got to make everything you can. And she says, I've been doing all the herbs and everything like Mom used to do. And I was just shocked. And I shouldn't have been, because she always did everything like that with her mother.
Yeah, Carol's the reason. She's one of the people that got me started with the gardening. Well, Mom did too, but we had a half an acre garden when I was growing up. But she was more of the homesteading, getting everything that you could out of every bit of piece of land you got, grow whatever you could, grow anything you could to eat. And that's where I got my love for it. So
And Carol could make anything. And from the way it sounds, Debbie's just about the same way. She's put up so much stuff. And she's, let's see, Debbie is your age.
No, she's 3 years younger.
3 years younger. And she's just, I am just so proud of her. She's such a sweetheart.
Okay, so we got the veggies softened into the peppers and the onions. I'm going to put about a cup of regular ketchup. And you could also, if you wanted, use canned tomato sauce. But this has some sugar in it, so it makes it a little sweeter. And we're going to probably put 2 runny tablespoons of mustard in here. Just plain yellow mustard. If you want to use the Dijon, you can. I've got 1 can of Rotel. We're just going to put all this in here together. And I like to put about 2 tablespoon and a half of molasses. And the brown sugar. And that's, how much brown sugar do we have? 2 tablespoons?
2 tablespoons. And
now we'll put the garlic in because it's not going to burn on the bottom of the pan.
No, we had 1 tablespoon of brown sugar.
Oh, 1 tablespoon brown sugar. I'll put it all down below because we're going to mess it up. I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of celery powder. Not celery seed, but celery powder. And what do we got here? Parsley, the dried parsley. I'm going to put a whole teaspoon of that in. I can smell these. These will smell great. I like that dried stuff in our cabinets. It's been there forever. I'm going to mix all this together. And then I'm going to put either, you can use a pint if you can your own. I'm using Mom's canned corn, or a cup and a half, 2 cups of corn. Add some veggies in there.
I usually freeze my corn, but my freezer is full.
This corn's good.
And so I had to can Greg some, so I just decided to can some for me.
Okay, so we got all that in there.
That smells so good. Yum, yum, yum.
I'm just going to taste it a little bit, make sure for salt and pepper. I know I'm going to put pepper in there. It doesn't need salt. There's enough, I guess, in the Rotel. And you don't put salt in your corn, do you, when you can it?
No.
Okay. Okay. Now we're going to put in the, we can turn this off because everything's heated and come together. We're just going to put in the noodles. It's a whole box of Rotel, or not Rotel, penne. Get one jumped out. Just going to try to get this together, and I know you know what we didn't get is we didn't get the cheese. Need a cup and a half, and I use Colby Jack. You can use cheddar. All right, and that's come together pretty good. So we're going to move it over here so we can work easier, and y'all can see it better. Now, if this was an oven-safe pan, we could put this right in the oven, but I don't think this handle's oven-safe. If I'd used cast iron, we could have done that too.
Should have done that.
But I'm going to mix about a cup of the cheese into it, and then put it in a 9x13 casserole dish that Mom's already sprayed and prepared for us. She's getting fancy back there with that cheese. I'd have just poured it out of the bag. You could eat this literally right now. This smells delicious. Everything is cooked in it. But we're just going to add the cheese and bake it so that the flavors all marry together, as Mom would say. So let's put about half of that in there. That'll make it stick together and come together real good while it's baking. We're going to do it at 350 for about 15 minutes. You can't hear her, but she's chewing. I hear her. She's got cheese in her mouth. Let me taste that and make sure it's seasoned good.
I need to taste that.
Okay, so now we'll just pour this in the 9x13. Spread it around, not make a mess.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Got that? So like I said, we're just going to get this spread evenly. Put the remaining cheese right on top. And if you want more cheese, you can do more cheese, or you can use less.
And this is, I had to lick my fingers, you know I always do that. Now this is a dish that if you want to, you can take from my husband and I. If I was making it, I'd have put half in here and I'd have froze half of it. But I think the four of us can eat it all. I think it needs more cheese.
Okay. We're going for more cheese.
I love cheese. Okay, I won't get carried away.
Too late. Okay, I'm going to put this in the oven. It's already preheated at 350. And we'll just bring you back when we get it out. Okay, we're back. It's been about 18 minutes. And we're going to check the casserole. Cheese is nice and melted. This kitchen smells wonderful.
Oh, that smells Moorish.
It smells what?
Moorish.
Oh, okay.
That's what Bob's dad always said when it was good. Looks delicious.
And you know I'm going to sprinkle some parsley on top to make it pretty. Got to add some color.
It smells good. It smells delicious.
So I'm going to let you dip up some and see what you think.
It sure does smell good.
Remember, it's called Sloppy Joe, so we may be a little sloppy here.
Well, if I didn't make a mess, I wouldn't be me. I'm called Messy Bessie.
No, that was Mama.
I know. So she gave me her name, Messy Bessie.
I'm just going to take a bite off of yours. Again, excuse me. Thank you, Tony, for having us part of your collaboration at Kettle Kitchen. I'll put the link down below to hers and all the other channels. And the recipe for this is looking good. She's teasing me. Get your fork. I'm going to taste this too.
Get one taste.
That's good. That cheese is nice and stretchy too.
Oh, that is so good.
Now, if you wanted to double the sauce, if you like it a little bit more saucy, you could do that as well. Very good. Excuse me. So again, thank you for having us in your collaboration, Tony. Everything will be down below and on my website, gregs-kitchen.com. Keep watching because I'm here for the rest of the week. So Mom and I are going to do a bunch of Christmas recipes that we will be posting through December. So again, thank you, and we'll see you again soon.
Yes, and also you can freeze this. So if you don't want to make all of it now and use it, use half of it and freeze half of it. And thank you bunches for joining us, and we'll be back real soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.